When Ford unveiled the 7.3-liter Godzilla V8, the reaction across the automotive industry was immediate and sharply divided. At a time when nearly every manufacturer was focused on smaller turbocharged engines, hybrid systems, and electrification, Ford introduced something that seemed almost rebellious: a massive naturally aspirated pushrod V8 designed specifically for heavy-duty trucks. To many people, it looked like a step backward. But once the engine reached the real world, opinions changed quickly. Because the 7.3-liter Godzilla was never intended to follow trends. It was built with a completely different mission in mind: maximum durability, massive low-end torque, straightforward maintenance, and dependable towing performance under extreme conditions. What Ford created was not an outdated relic of the muscle car era. It was a modern, heavy-duty work engine engineered around simplicity and strength. And today, the Godzilla V8 has become one of the most respected gasoline truck engines on the market. Ford's decision to go big again was deliberate. When development began, the company wanted an engine that could satisfy commercial fleets, contractors, RV owners, and serious towing customers who needed reliability above everything else. Modern diesel engines offered incredible pulling power, but they also brought higher maintenance costs, emissions complexity, and expensive repairs. Smaller turbocharged gasoline engines delivered efficiency, but many drivers questioned their long-term durability under constant heavy loads. Ford saw an opportunity. Instead of downsizing, the engineers started from scratch and designed a large displacement gasoline V8 specifically for hard work. The result was the 7.3-liter Godzilla, an engine unrelated to Ford's older Triton or modular V8 families. It combined traditional pushrod simplicity with modern engineering precision, creating a platform that could withstand punishment while still delivering impressive performance. On paper, the numbers already looked strong. The Godzilla produces 430 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 475 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. But the real story is not the peak output. What makes this engine special is how it delivers that power. The torque curve is broad and extremely usable, with strong pulling force available low in the RPM range where heavy-duty trucks spend most of their time operating. That low-end response is critical when towing large trailers, hauling equipment, or climbing steep grades with thousands of pounds behind the truck. Unlike turbocharged engines, there is no delay waiting for boost pressure to build. Power arrives immediately the moment the driver touches the throttle. Whether accelerating from a stoplight with a loaded trailer or merging onto a highway with a fifth-wheel camper attached, the engine responds instantly and predictably. That immediate response has become one of the Godzilla's biggest advantages in real-world towing situations. Truck owners consistently report that the engine feels confident and effortless under load. Long mountain climbs, high temperatures, and high-altitude conditions that can challenge smaller turbocharged engines are handled with surprising composure. The engine simply continues pulling without feeling strained. Towing specialists and experienced drivers often describe the Godzilla as a gasoline engine that behaves more like a diesel. It produces strong, accessible torque exactly where heavy trucks need it most, while avoiding many of the costs and complications associated with modern diesel ownership. A major reason for that durability is the engine's construction. Ford engineered the Godzilla with a cast-iron block, forged steel crankshaft, and an extremely robust bottom end. The internal components were designed to survive sustained heavy loads over long periods of time. The cast-iron architecture helps control heat and mechanical stress during continuous towing, giving the engine exceptional long-term durability. Performance builders who have pushed the platform far beyond factory power levels consistently say the engine was heavily overbuilt from the beginning. Even in stock form, the Godzilla is capable of handling far more power than Ford originally assigned to it. That extra strength benefits everyday truck owners because the engine operates well within its limits during normal towing and hauling duties. Lower stress levels mean improved longevity, cooler operating temperatures, and greater reliability over hundreds of thousands of miles. Ford also paired the Godzilla with one of the most important components in the entire drivetrain, the 10-speed torque-shift automatic transmission. The transmission plays a huge role in maximizing the engine's effectiveness. Its closely spaced gear ratios keep the engine operating inside its ideal power band, especially during heavy towing situations. The shifts are smooth and intelligent, helping reduce unnecessary strain while maintaining steady pulling power. Drivers towing large trailers often notice how well the transmission manages hills and descents. The system downshifts precisely when needed, improving control and reducing brake stress when traveling down steep grades with heavy loads attached. That level of performance places the Godzilla in territory once dominated almost entirely by diesel engines. But beyond the numbers, what really impresses owners is the driving experience itself. The engine feels smooth, powerful, and predictable. There is no complicated power delivery or sudden surge from turbo boost. The truck responds naturally and consistently, which gives drivers more confidence when towing heavy loads in difficult conditions. Many owners also praise the cooling system and oil capacity, especially during long-distance hauling. Even after hours of towing in high heat, the engine maintains stable temperatures without the overheating or heat-soak concerns sometimes associated with smaller turbocharged powertrains. And while diesel engines still offer advantages for extreme long-distance towing, many truck owners have found the Godzilla to be a better overall solution for shorter hauls, mixed daily driving, and frequent stop-and-go work. Operating costs are lower. Maintenance is simpler. Repairs are generally less expensive. That simplicity is one of the engine's greatest strengths. The Godzilla avoids many of the complicated systems found in modern diesel trucks. There are no turbochargers, no diesel particulate filters, no DF fluid systems, and no expensive emissions components adding additional maintenance requirements. For fleet operators and independent owners alike, that simplicity translates directly into lower long-term ownership costs. Routine maintenance remains straightforward: oil changes, spark plugs, filters, and standard service items. Mechanics also appreciate how accessible the engine bay is compared to many modern trucks packed tightly with emissions hardware and turbo plumbing. In an era where many engines have become increasingly difficult to service, the Godzilla stands out for being refreshingly straightforward. Its reputation has now expanded far beyond Ford's Super Duty lineup. The aftermarket performance world has fully embraced the engine thanks to its compact pushrod design and incredible strength. Builders have swapped Godzilla engines into classic Broncos, vintage F-Series trucks, muscle cars, drag racers, and off-road rigs. Even with basic upgrades like improved airflow, tuning, and headers, naturally aspirated setups can exceed 500 horsepower. Add forced induction, and the platform is capable of producing well over 1,000 horsepower while still maintaining impressive reliability. That massive performance ceiling highlights just how over-engineered the engine truly is. And yet, despite all its tuning potential, the Godzilla's greatest achievement remains exactly what Ford originally intended: dependable, real-world truck performance. Across the industry, mechanics, towing experts, and truck owners have largely reached the same conclusion. The 7.3-liter Godzilla is one of the best gasoline towing engines Ford has ever built. Its combination of strong, low-end torque, exceptional durability, mechanical simplicity, and modern drivability has given it a unique place in today's truck market. The Godzilla is not a nostalgic throwback to the past. It is proof that sometimes the smartest engineering solution is not the most complicated one. Ford built an engine designed specifically to work hard, last long, and handle abuse without complaint. And in a world increasingly filled with complexity, that straightforward philosophy is exactly why the 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 continues to earn so much respect.